And it's nice.
So
I went to review what we just did.
what?
I said it was nice though. I went to review what we just did because
Mm,
I sent it to my community and it was nice.
okay, I'm coming. Please hold on.
Uh,
Okay. So let me try and share now. But why is he? This thing- See how it is cutting. Hey guys. Okay, I think I've tried my best to share it. I don't know.
I have shared it too.
I don't know. Are people not ready to join us?
They will. Our just like the party that we had last week. We still have Nigeria spirit in us. We are always coming after. Let them start. We join them.
So I've shared it to my community tab. Let me. I don't know. I can't leave here. I can't go and check if it's okay. I can.
Most times that's why I used to use a laptop. Then I'll use a phone to check what's going on.
So this is one person should join now. Even hobby self is not what there.
It's there now. One person has joined.
Oh, me, I'm not seeing. Okay, I just saw it now.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, so what?
Hope we
Anyways,
are not
let's. So this is
lagging again.
what
Hope we are not lagging again. Hi, thank
we're
you for
lagging, but
joining.
let's
Can
not
you
bother
hear
about
us
that. The
real
most
time?
important, I think it might be how it is. It's just that I have somebody close to me to tell me. That's why. So
Oh,
it's
okay.
possible that that's how it usually is because some messages that, some lives that I join, some messages that come in, they see it later
Yeah, true.
than when the message is coming. So let me just ignore that I have somebody that is watching from home. Why are people not joining? Let's wait. So this is the waiting period.
Yeah.
This is the waiting period. Okay, let me see if I can share it to my. The thing is, the reason why I don't want to share it to my WhatsApp is my WhatsApp is not my. That's not where I have my subscribers. So
Uh-huh.
for me, I want it to be. You understand my YouTube
Yeah.
subscribers because they are the ones that.
Yeah. I
So
really don't do YouTube or WhatsApp too. It's,
so they are the ones that we'll just have to wait a bit. Hopefully, people join us
well, we still
because
have one more person that. Oh, thank you.
I still have time. Apparently, the appointment that I said I have is not when I thought. It's a bit later. So
Oh, okay.
hopefully, people join.
This is the only.
Girl, so this is this is this is why people have to wait for a while in life. I
Yeah.
sent it to my community tab yesterday in the middle of the night. So and
I
I've
shared it
already
this
shared it now.
and I've shared it again.
Yeah.
So people can just click on it. So once they click on it, then they're gonna come in straight.
Okay. At least one person has joined, so we know for a certain that
Do you see that?
nothing. Yeah, I can see it. I was one that made it that all messages should be visible.
Okay.
So we know that there's nothing wrong in. There's no issue in the joining. He didn't even join through the link.
Yeah.
So um, how is everything? How is work?
Fine, fine.
uh, wow,
It's good to
life.
be together with you.
Same here. My very first life. People should not fall my hand though. Hey, people should not fall my hand. How was Toyosi's life like? Did people join immediately, or is it?
It's always later, later. You will see, but cause I just, you can always save it and people will start watching from the beginning. So maybe we can
Okay,
start
no
and
problem.
people can
Then
catch
there's
up.
no problem. I already posted it on my community tab, but I need to be sure. Let me be sure if okay. So let's just start. We have an audience. It's better than no. It's better than no audience.
Yeah.
So, um, welcome, Abby. It's obviously a collaboration, but because we don't yet have what happened? What happened?
To check my community tab, and then once you leave like this,
Yes, now that's why I also. Anyways, what was I even about to say? Um, sorry. We can as well just start. It was meant to be a collab. Sorry, I want to clean my camera. It was meant to be a collaboration, but I obviously we can't host it together. So since I'm the host, let's just welcome you. Welcome to my very first live, and being my welcome. And thank you for being my very first guest. Even though we are collaborating, let's just say you're my guest. And the topic is already there. I don't know how visible it is, but it's obviously already. I've already written out the topic,
uh-huh.
and we just get straight to it. So let's start with you introducing yourself. Everybody knows me, at least my own subscribers, but at least being the guest. But let me introduce myself still.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me introduce myself. So I'm Omari Bidesi, um, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome to my very first live. I'm a new immigrant living in Winnipeg, Manitoba, in Canada, and we're going to talk about an interesting topic. You know, um, is relocating to Canada worth it? Is it worth it at all, or are we just here and regretting all our moves? And I have an amazing guest with me, and I think it's time for her to introduce herself.
Okay. Hi everyone.
So introduce yourself first.
My name
Yeah.
is Akemi, and my YouTube thing is Zulu Akemi Bio. Um, like a new immigrant in Canada, and I came to Canada late last year, and then I talk. I just talk on YouTube to help people because I know a lot of people fall into the hands of scam, like agents scamming them using the wrong all information. So I try as much as possible just to share everything that I know because I did it myself. So that's what I share on my YouTube channel. Yeah, and small of every other.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So that's nice. That's nice. Welcome. I watch your channel, and I know that you've helped lots of people, and the goal is to just encourage people, to let people know what is happening here. Because
Mhm.
I remember when I was back in Nigeria, I always was sorting out for videos of life in Winnipeg, life in this place, life in that place, and we didn't have lots of people. We had very few people. Initially, we even had almost nobody
Yeah.
until Kemi Kemi Way. She was I think she was the first Nigerian YouTuber that was really like sharing, documenting all our journey, and it was very, very helpful. So it's good that we have more of us now.
Yeah.
So why did you relocate to Canada? Why did you leave? Because I know that you're an engineer, right?
Yeah.
So why did you leave your engineering career? Why did you leave Nigeria now, the land of wealth? Why did you leave it and come to Canada? Why did you do your face like that? I'll come to Canada. Just let us know why,
So
and
I have a lot of reasons. I'll just say one. I feel that Nigeria has a lot of opportunity. No, we should not talk down our country because the same country still built us, even though we are now using everything here. We have a lot of wealth, a lot of everything. Anything you want, you see it in Nigeria. But at some point, you just need to just move, and like progress, like change in life is constant. So I moved
mm-hmm.
because of my kids and of myself, just to in fulfillment of purpose. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Okay, makes sense, makes sense. It's actually a very valid reason. And have you gotten a job? Is there anything you're doing? Please
So
hold on.
let's start with you too. Like, why did you? So let's just intertwine it so we don't like do a lot of mine and we skip. Oh, you're out again. You're frozen.
Sorry, please.
Okay.
Um, okay, so no, now, okay, well, I want to first finish the
Mm,
introduction stage with you before.
okay. Okay.
So like before we start the whole is it worth it? That's what I want to know. So what are you doing here? Did you relocate with your family? Do you
Yeah.
have a child? Okay, you said for kids, obviously you have a child and have you gotten a job and all those things? So let's just know that. I want to know your current status now as a
Okay.
permanent resident
Um,
before we now.
I came in and I got job almost immediately that I came. Like I said on my YouTube channel, the preparation wasn't here. I didn't get here to start preparing for job. As soon as I got PPR, we started doing all the preparation for job. So it was so easy that when I came in, I got job in 1 month. My husband got job in 3 weeks. So all those preparation was in here. So we are both working and we have a son by the grace of God, and he attends daycare too. Um, yeah, I found a good job. Um, yeah, and I still work for my Nigerian company too.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you serious? That's nice. Hey, that means you're a hot cake, oh. You're a hot cake, both in Nigeria and here. That's amazing. So yeah, you're cashing out both in dollars
No,
and
that
in
one is
naira.
in honorarium thing.
Oh, what does that mean?
Like support, not
Oh, so they're
full. Yeah,
but they're sha
support
paying you
to.
something, sha.
Yeah.
It's nothing. You can at least you can use to support those at home, even if it's not going to be beneficial for you here in Canada because naira is not valuable here. But still, if people
Yeah.
need anything back home, you can always use it. So it's better than nothing.
Mhm.
Okay, so do you have any question for me before we
Okay,
now go to
so
the main topic?
what about you? Like, how is what do you do? Let us know. Like,
Okay,
yeah,
for me, I am a stay-at-home mom. I'm a stay-at-home mom and I'm a content creator. Like for me, my number one career right now is content creation, obviously, because at least I can be confident to say, even if it's a small change, as people
yeah,
say, YouTube is paying me something. So at least I'm seeing some reward for all the hard work I've put in. And
yeah,
I'm a stay-at-home mom. I also relocated here with my husband and my daughter. And I came here because me, I don't like sugarcoating things. Yes, I love Nigeria. I'm a proud Nigerian, but Nigeria wasn't we just got to a stage in Nigeria that I was just not comfortable anymore. And I felt I could get something better and not necessarily financial wise, because it's not like we're suffering in Nigeria. We're still
yeah,
okay, but
yeah,
just more or less like in terms of a good system, a very sane environment where like even the basic things work. For me, the basic things even matter to me. Not now talk of the big things like, oh, money, oh, want house, we want car, we want all those things. For me,
Yeah.
the basic things like electricity, good
Yeah.
constant electricity, water, good road, you know, minimal corruption. I'm not saying everywhere is perfect and we don't have corruption in certain places, but just minimal corruption, knowing that if you want to go and get something, you don't have to pay your way through it. And that's personally for me. And like everybody says, I also agree with the fact that for my child and unborn children, just to create that stability for them so they don't have to go through what we went through growing up in terms of the whole insecurity and all that. And I'm not working, but by God's grace, or thank God, my husband is working and he has at least a reasonably comfortable job.
Uh-huh.
And that's pretty much it. Do you want to know why I'm not working? You can always ask me.
No, let's
I don't
let's
want
keep it.
to.
No, no,
Yeah,
it's
let's keep
okay.
it on the low.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much that about me. So let's go back to you. So let's
Okay.
go to the main question of the day, which is and I want you to explain it the any way. Give me all the explanation from all your, there are different angles to it. So whether it's worth it, whether it's not worth it. It can also be worth it and, still have some setbacks. Do you get? So
Uh-huh.
is relocating to Canada worth it for you and, from your own perspective?
Can we interchange it, like when I say a point, then you pick it up to say a point, so I don't keep talking. So then
Mm,
we can give
no,
chances
no,
for
no, no,
people
no,
to
no,
ask their
no,
question.
no. You can. I feel you can keep talking so that we hear all your points and all your points are clear for everyone and even myself. Do you get my point? Than us going back and forth. It's not like we're doing debate. So I think you state your point. We are all going to remember what you're saying that way. That, oh, these are your points. Then I would also state my own points. So don't worry. It doesn't matter if you. I will definitely engage and agree with some things and if I don't agree, I'll just smile. I won't say anything. So obviously,
Okay,
just share
so
your own thoughts and your experience.
uh, like, is relocating really worth it? Yeah,
Break it down every way
it's
you can.
you know, people like my sister will say that if you relocate, you'll be eating leave. Like a lot of people, they have different reason why they would not come to Canada. And some persons will say, oh, when you come there, you'll be doing some mania jobs, lots of other things that why they will want to discourage anyone that wants to come to maybe relocate. So for me, it's worth it in all ways. Like, is it the let's talk about the electricity part. Since I've been here, my house they've not taken that light, like, and we pay minimum. Like I shared in one of my video, my house electricity is just $30 per month. And so even the $30, compare, people don't convert any money that I see here, because thirty
Yeah.
dollars to us is like it's okay for us here. So if you pay $30 or maximum $50, and then you are seeing the value of every damn thing that you're paying for, then it's worth it.
It's
That's
worth
like,
it.
then in career wise, although in one of my video when my husband was sharing about moving into tech and all, back in Nigeria everybody feels tech is the only job that pays. Like you have to either code or you go into data analysis, or all those career thing in tech. They are all fine. They are all good if you want to go into them. But for me, I didn't move. At some point too in Nigeria, when you get to a point in Nigeria and like things you
You'll
you
be
know how to
considering
do.
it.
Yeah, you like Abi, should I just switch this career when you get to some point in your life that maybe things are not, as a female,
Going the way you wanted.
you now have limitation of children. You have, so we still have them here, because if you want to give birth, yeah, 1 year, 1.5 year, you have to stay at home.
Stay at
So
home.
all those one for female, I just, I pray to God and like, okay, just continue your career path. And as I came here too, I saw very something very close to the career path that I was doing back in Nigeria, and without much stress. I know the person that handed over the job to me, she was to move to Ontario, and the boss saw me and like, oh, I love you, I would like to. So I undergone training for like 2.5 months for her to hand over the job for me because I'm
Okay.
a manager. So the thing is,
Okay.
when I got there, it's like I won't cope. And at first, I wasn't hearing what they are saying. Like, you still have difficulty of
Their
trying to
accents.
catch up all the fast, fast English that they used to say. And when I talk too, they will repeat that thing and say, I'm sorry, what did you say? So, ah, the starting was a bit tough for me because the communication part wasn't. But
Were
later,
hard.
later, when I get home, sometimes I'll tell my husband, you just tell me you can do it. You got this one. You can do it. So the career part, the start was rough for me a bit because of the communication of the job, because I moved from oil and gas to like building, still
Okay.
same direction in field of engineering, but it's still like the telecommunication, the security part of engineering. But I moved from oil and gas. I used to be an oil and gas person in Nigeria, then I moved to building. So the terms, they were two different terms that I need to know to do like the main thing in 2.5 months. So the career part was a bit, but then it's worth it at the end of the day. Now,
Yeah.
my boss, we went out to meet a client one day, and then he said, I am so proud I had you. Like, he said that.
Wow.
So, career path for me too, it's interesting. Although it
That's
was,
nice.
yeah.
Tough
Then,
in the beginning, which is normal for some people,
yeah,
obviously now.
yeah.
I can
Then
understand.
let me just hold on for now. At least I've talked about, then security wise. I've not seen a police person since I've been walking around. Though I don't work in the downtown part of the, but because my husband used to say if you work in the downtown part, you see a lot of police.
You will see
I
a
work,
lot of them,
yeah,
yes.
I work in the other side of the south part, so the security wise is perfect too for me. I know you see police like this in this place and all their bodies
You're
tattoo.
not even be
Like, even normal person in Nigeria that will put tattoo on the body, yeah, a suspect. So the security wise, everything is okay. I was driving the other day when I wanted to go and pick my son. I closed from work and picked my son from the daycare. And then I was going one day. I don't know what happened today. The rule of driving. You don't move from your right to the one woman from nowhere. God saved me that day. And I pray to God that day while driving. She just moved from her right lane. She wanted to cross to the other lane. And then I applied all the brake and God answered my prayer. I didn't hit her. I just had this crash. And then one woman was behind, like walking, doing evening exercise. And then she came and said, oh, I saw you. I'm gonna stand as a witness for you. Then she's talking to the other person. You're so wrong. You don't drive like that. What happened? As in, she said, I said, oh, like I was panicking,
At
like
least this.
I'm a new immigrant. I don't know what to do. She said, no, this is what you do. You go to MPI. She told me everything that I should do. Like, if I want
Did
to
you have to
claim
park?
anything.
Did you have to park your car for you to have that conversation?
Oh, it was an accident.
Eh.
Fact, it
So
was an
you're
accident
okay.
that didn't happen. But everybody saw that what the other person did would have cost a lot. So the woman came to help out and like, you don't do this, you don't do that. So in Nigeria, and the person that caused the accident too was begging like, I'm sorry. In Nigeria now, such thing. And then I can even claim money, and they will reduce our own driving points too. The woman explained everything. And like, wow, these people are really nice. So to me, it's really worth it. Like, it's really worth, although there are downside to it that we'll talk about later. So let's hear from you.
Later. All right. Okay, that's nice. That makes sense. That makes sense. So you don't, because sorry, there's one question I wanted to ask. People, I've had few subscribers that have commented, or few viewers that have commented, that they've asked that, Winnipeg is, they heard that Winnipeg is very dangerous, there's lots of crime in Winnipeg, you know. And like that's why they're always scared of coming to Winnipeg. So what's your take on that, as somebody, because at least I live in the north, I can speak for the north. You live in the south, so what's your take on that statement?
Well, there's nowhere that there's no crime. It's just the rate that we're referring to now. And since May, I've not heard about a lot of crime thing that would not happen that warrant you to say, ask yourself, like, why did I come?
Why did you come here?
Yes, so there's no such crime that
Alright.
people would
Okay.
do. Everybody is scared of the police. They don't want to get involved. So they won't even come to you. Where we park our car, it's not, houses here now. It's not like you have a fence, the way you
Oh,
park
I
your car
get.
outside in Nigeria. That early in the morning, we parked our car one time when we were living in Ketu. In the morning, they remove brain box. They remove,
Wow.
all those instances will not happen here. The person that handed over to me, she stays around Transcona. The only thing that she told me that happened is, and insurance will even cover everything. She forgot to lock door, her car key, her car door. She quickly went inside to. So they didn't even remove all those big big things. Maybe they just removed. They saw $1 or something on the car thing, and then they removed it. That's all. So like that's the highest of the
And
crime.
that was because she didn't even lock her door.
Yeah, that's because she forgot,
Okay.
and she admitted that she forgot it. So, so it doesn't. It's not a crime of gun that we used to see other countries do. No, it's not a crime of gun. Minimal accidents too. You won't see accidents because everybody knows the rule when you
The
are driving.
rules,
That's why
yeah,
driving
and
test is always
test.
difficult to pass.
That's what I was going to say. That the rules, even the rules of the driving test, are so rigorous that you
Ah,
know they're so rigorous that you even have to follow the rules for the test more than the actual thing. Like and some people get used to that rules and they follow it even after the
because you have
test.
to apply it in driving.
Yes.
Anyone that is driving behind you doesn't know that you don't know the rule. For instance, if I'm driving, I want to move to my right. When you trafficate, the person behind you automatically stops. Because that's the normal rule. In Nigeria now, like they won't just want to give you road. No, it doesn't happen like that. When you trafficate, when you do the basic thing, every other person behind you, they know the rule. So they don't assume you don't know the rule. That is why we have minimal accidents, minimal,
Accident.
yeah, and everything. So you just that was a driving test. No,
I've
the
not I've
knowledge test.
the knowledge. No, the truth of the matter is, me, I'm always afraid of test and exam and all those things. So I over practiced. I won't call it over practice. I would say I practice, sha. And every single day, I'm always like scared. I don't want to do this twice. And I've watched videos of people who said, oh, they want to do the test. They didn't really practice and they didn't really do. And I'm like, if it's about not practicing, me, I know how to practice. And eventually, it's one thing practicing actually helped me was because I didn't really drive so much back in Nigeria. So even those who drive don't even really know much about road signs. How much more me that didn't really drive. So it made me see, as in I was able to really have a huge knowledge of road signs, the importance of every road sign. Like
Yeah,
that road sign is extremely important. Like I don't even know how to say, they usually have in the test, they have almost half of the questions if not half, is about road signs. So
yeah,
I was able to kind of have that vast knowledge of it throughout during, and I only missed one, and I'm happy. Like at least I passed it one sitting. So it's not the road, it's not the road test that I'm scared of, but obviously I'm going to practice before I start driving. Okay, so let's go to me. When it comes to is relocating to Canada worth it? I would say a huge yes, it is worth it. For me, my number one will I say rule, or how I see life is there's always a reason for something, and I don't quickly forget that reason. So I came here for a reason first, and the first thing I asked myself when I came here is, have I been able to achieve that reason? Like, oh, why did I leave Nigeria? Why am I here? Have I gotten that satisfied? And it's just a huge yes. In terms of, like you said, the electricity, um, the system. I remember all the things I applied for when I came here, from the health card to the SIN, and they were all stress free. When I say stress free, we know, or even trying to relocate, going to get our passports in Nigeria, going to get every single thing, we know what it was like trying to like wait, the queue, the connection, the everything, just to make sure you get your foot early. But here, you don't even have to go through that because everybody gets to their turn. So trying to register for everything was seamless. Everybody has a mailbox. So you know that you're going to get a mail. Like every single day, I check my mailbox because I know that they always remember to say, it's not that they will forget it. They always remember to send us mails. I don't know how to explain how those things, because of how the system back home was is not so good. These things sometimes amaze me how they pay attention to every single person. Like I'm not the only one that relocated, I'm not the only one that relocated, but every single person is being attended to. Even if you have a mistake in your application, maybe before you get your PR, all you just need to do is put in a call through. Even if you are waiting for anything and it has not gotten to you. Like I remember when we were waiting for our bus pass and we called. I don't know, maybe the calling kind of makes them check your documents or whatever. But few days after our bus pass, the wing pass we applied
Yeah.
for, you don't know about that one, and since you got a car.
Ma, I got for me.
Since you
I
got a
got
car.
win pass. So I even gave my win pass to one of
Eh,
my subscribers that came around.
okay,
Both of us we got win
okay.
pass.
Uh, so as in when my win pass before it came, it took a while, and well, I was wrong. We're already kind of getting so close to buying the normal bus pass. But when we put a call through, in a couple of days after we got our win pass, so the system works. And I'll keep saying that it's not perfect, but for me, it is perfect. When I say it is perfect for me, I know where I'm coming from. And at this level I'm at, I really don't have complaints. And when it comes to even when it comes to the littlest of things, like I've never converted money. I've always had that mentality back home because I know that I'm not going to be earning, or we're not going to be earning in naira. So whatever we are spending,
Yeah,
obviously, is according to what we are earning here. So I've
yeah,
never even had that mentality of converting. And um from feeding to just the basic things, it's never something to really worry about. I'm also grateful for the charity organizations that are available, like both the ones that are organized by the government and the ones that are organized by, private organizations. Because I can tell you categorically that a lot of things that we've used to furnish our home as new immigrants, we've not spent money on those things. And
yeah,
that goes a long way, a whole long way, down to our couch, our dining set. These are things that it's not that maybe you can't afford it, but being able to know that you don't have to spend money on it and you can save some money, that is one thing that you just get to appreciate, because they can as well just choose to sell it. They can as well just choose to throw it away and it becomes garbage. But the intention of most people, to just go and donate it and other people benefit from it, is one thing that I really admire and I'm
yeah,
grateful for. And when it comes to the security, yes, like you said, there's no place that doesn't have crime rate. There's no place that is not, doesn't have some level of insecurities. But when you notice like a place that that the system works, yes, the places, there will be certain areas that those their crime rate is kind of much more rampant. Do you understand? Like in
mm-hmm.
Winnipeg now, we watch, because my husband and I, we watch a lot of news on YouTube, and yes, they have crimes that they commit in Winnipeg, but it is most of the crimes are usually in a certain location. So there are certain areas that you just need to know. Even in that area, like let's say downtown now, it's not everywhere that you need to be wary of in downtown, but you still need to be wary of certain locations in downtown, because the downtown of Winnipeg is not as, you know, it doesn't have the packaging a lot of downtowns have. Do you understand? Which it's still like a struggle. So that's pretty much it. And maybe some other areas. I don't know about the south, but there are just a few areas around the north that, just even not areas, just a few locations that you just have people who deal with certain things, and obviously because of that they find themselves committing some crimes. But this is even based on news. When it comes to first hand, I've not really experienced or
Yeah.
witnessed anything. I have been at the bus stop when it was raining, and I saw the police officer. And when you say police officer in Nigeria, not necessarily like you're scared, but they don't see them that they're going to be of any value to you, they're going to even assist you. But this officer was going to the car, and he saw me, and he was like, maybe he thought I thought of going inside, but I'm like, the place is choked up and whatever. And he was like, do you want to go in? I was like, no problem. And he told them to move for me. He
Yeah,
opened the
do.
door.
Yeah.
And, the amazing thing is, when I went in there, it was actually a bit filled, because we had police officers there and firefighters. And what were they doing? There was somebody, it was during winter, it was towards the end of winter, and there was somebody who she wasn't covered up, she didn't wear a jacket, she was just wearing like all this exposed clothing, and she was extremely cold. I think she was so cold that all her palms, everything were red. So they had like a machine around her to keep her warm while they
Oh,
called the ambulance to come and take care of her. And it was just very amazing. There were like 5 people on top of her matter. And, are
wow.
you okay? I think they got her like tea or something. And it was so serious that next thing, one of the paramedic came, a female, she carried her, you good, and they assisted her. This is just a random person. She's not I don't even know how to say, she's not something, everybody is special, but you understand what I'm saying? She's not like an
Just
important or
like
like a big, she's
normal
just somebody
citizen, a
that,
normal
so you
youth.
understand, do you understand? So every single person is cared for to the best
Yeah.
of their ability. And
Uh-huh.
for me, I'm more of, as long as they care, if you care for your people, if you care for the people in your society, you're going to make an effort to do
Uh-huh.
something. Doesn't
Uh-huh.
mean everything you do will be right. Do you
Yeah.
understand? Or will be perfect. But that intention is what I appreciate. So that aspect of security is good for me. I also know about this prospect of jobs. That's just the truth. Like, I'm not working because of childcare,
Yeah.
and that's something we'll still talk about. But I'm not sulking about it. I'm not sad about it. Do you understand my points? Because I know that there's no first comer, there's no last comer when it comes to
Yeah.
career. We all have our different journeys, we all have our different paths. So I'm willing to, like, make that sacrifice, even though it's not necessarily, to me, it's not 100% a sacrifice, because I'm doing it for my child. But I've been in positions where I know that I was very close to getting jobs. And I've even gotten, like, I was in a position of getting a job already. It was still just this childcare that is holding me back. So I'm not worried about the job, because I know that all you need to do is just prepare yourself for the job, for the
Yeah.
interviews, for prepare your CVs and all those things. My husband, he was trying to apply for kind of entry level jobs in his field. He's a lawyer, and when he realized that that wasn't really working, all he just did was he focused on customer care. And when he focused on customer care, it took him barely weeks, barely weeks. We didn't do what you did in terms of preparing for jobs from Nigeria, because his own mantra is, let me first settle in, let me relax, because he has been working as in very well. He has really worked himself back home. So it was like, let me just relax, let me give myself some time to rest. Then when we are ready, we'll start looking for jobs. And once he started looking for a job, it was barely like about a month before. Even what made it like a month was because he was focusing on another type of job. Like, that's usually what people, kind of the mistake some people make, that, oh, you have to get this type of job. So he went for a program, which is the Manitoba Start, and he realized that, oh, it doesn't have to be this job. at least let me even get something while I am still looking for my preferred job. So he got a customer service job, and it didn't because he had gotten a customer service job. Ah, let me relax. Maybe I'm working. He started looking for a job in his own, field, even though it's not yet licensed to practice for. At least there are still entry level jobs where you can still learn about things in that field. And barely how many weeks after he applied, he got an interview, and from then on, everything was just going on. So there is no favoritism. They don't look at you because
Yeah.
of your
Yeah.
color. I've not experienced that at all. Like the treatment is according to what you have to offer as an individual, and his own case was even a very everything was fast. When he started working, his supervisor or something or manager, she kept on saying your process, like your application process to you got the job was really fast. Like you must have impressed somebody during your interview. So that's to show you that, and they saw his face. It's not maybe they just heard his voice. They
Yeah.
saw his face. Obviously, they will hear his accent. They will know he's not a Canadian, and he got the job. Do you understand? And that's how people, and that's what they say, that you go up the ladder, you're able to improve. They don't necessarily even look at your certificate or your degree or your, it's what you have to offer,
Yeah.
either in terms of experience, or there's some even jobs that doesn't require experience. All they need is your zeal, your attitude, your empathy. So I know that when it comes to job, I don't have an issue in terms of, I know that once the time comes, I'll be able to get a job.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm just working on channeling my energy on other things, my content creation, trying to look for courses I can do, which is what I'm working on at the moment. And anything that comes my way. So for me, it's worth it so far. Sorry, there's one more thing I want to mention, sorry, which is the healthcare. Yes, I know that because of so many factors. That's just the truth. So many factors, from the pandemic to lots of immigrants coming to Winnipeg and all those things, or to Manitoba or to Canada. So there's definitely going to be a strain on the health system. But that being said, I know, as I know the benefits I've gotten. Like I came here, and I remember, I don't know if you saw that video when we tried to like apply for one of our a doctor in the clinic behind us, just behind us here, and we wanted him to be our family doctor, and they were like, they're not taking anybody, and it didn't stop me when I needed to vaccinate my daughter for our 18-month vaccination. We went there, they
Mm, yeah.
vaccinated us. We just
What?
booked an appointment. And that same doctor that I met, I made sure I stayed on his neck. Even though we've applied for a family doctor in another place and it's quite far from us, like we will need to take like two buses. And it was nice, a Nigerian man. Some way, somehow, I just wasn't comfortable with it over time, because I realized that I needed to call, and they didn't pick my call. They didn't give me opportunity to leave a voice message. So that means every single time I have to keep going there. So I said, let me try my luck again. I had a reason to see the doctor, and I told him, I want you to be my family doctor. And it was like, oh no, don't worry, just keep coming, just keep coming. We would see how we can register you. And over time, I stayed on his neck, and now he's my family doctor.
I don't
And
even.
all I need to show is and
I don't
all
have
I need to show him. Are you serious?
I'm serious.
uh,
Probably because we
but
didn't
at
babysit.
least because we are all different, and I feel when you need to see the doctor, you will still be able to see a
Yeah,
doctor
I do
regardless with
watch
your
him
health card.
before. Yeah.
You'll still be able to see a doctor, and you're working. Definitely, you already have a lot of insurance down. I'm very sure you have a lot of
I've not
package
even used my. Nobody has even asked me about insurance before. I don't even know how the insurance thing
at
works.
your place of work.
I know they told us that we have insurance. Like, I mean, there's nothing
Uh-huh.
that has taken us to, like, we've not gone to the hospital that they will now say we need
Hospital.
insurance. They, when we came,
No,
there's a
what?
doctor finder that you come and over.
Yes.
They gave us one, but in our seriousness, we did not even go to see the
You didn't
person.
go.
We didn't go.
You
We
didn't
didn't know that it was that
go.
serious. And then one day that we now wanted to go, and like when we now call, they said the doctor has retired. That means we can't use that same hospital again. We need to start calling Manitoba to give us another one. Yeah, I've not done
Uh,
that one. We'll do it later. So there's no cost for us to
there's
really,
of
really,
course now,
yeah.
of course.
But if
No,
you,
I
even
know.
if
I
there's a
think the
reason to use it, you can always do walking. Like,
yes,
yeah.
yes. I think the only benefit, a family doctor gives you is just having one person that has your record. That's
Yeah,
just
I
the only
think so.
benefit. Like
Yeah,
having,
yeah,
you understand, of which, even if you go and see somebody for something, they will still have your record. But
yeah.
I think there might just be like a bit of difference in
And then
how they're
you
going to
need
keep
a
your record.
referrer. Maybe you need to see a gynecologist. You need to see a pediatrician. You need all those big, big name in medical terms. You cannot see
Yeah.
anyone without your family doctor
Your
referring you.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes,
So
yes,
I know I'm working on it.
yes.
We'll look for one.
No, no problem. The prayer is for us not to have any reason to fall sick,
Yeah.
but one can one especially for our children, but they always prioritize children regardless. So it's not really a problem, but it's
Mm-hmm.
just the benefits that comes here. We have family doctor in Nigeria. I didn't have any family doctor,
We don't.
so here, so and we still saw the doctor back home. So it's just a benefit that
Mm-hmm.
is here. So we just want to like benefit. And another thing that people always lay emphasis on is they get to do like a full body
Yeah.
checkup for you. But it's still the Almighty that is protecting us, so we are fine. But the healthcare is very okay. Like that experience just made me realize that even sometimes I'm not just feeling okay and I want to just see the doctor. Yes, there's appointments, and that's just the truth. So
Do
you
they
might go
give?
and
Do
they
they
might tell
give
you that
you med? Do they? I won't say drug in my office, and they're like, "What are you referring
okay,
to?" I said,
drug
"No, in Nigeria we say
medicine.
drug." They said, "No, that
Drug.
is not it." So I wanted to say, do they
uh,
give you? So I will say
you
drug. Do they give
mentioned
you medicine whenever you go? Because I took my son one time, and that was even the first thing that discouraged me when we came. Maybe
discouraging.
because it was changing to the environment. So there was cold. He had cough. And then I now took him to the clinic, walking clinic, and like, oh, please check my. And then he's like, oh, this boy is fine. Just give him juice and give him a lot of water and give. And is this what I
No,
enter school
that's
for?
what most doctors. That's what
And
most doctors would tell
that
you
was what
abroad.
discouraged me to stop there. I was
Why
just
did he discourage you?
like, I
Yeah,
went
yeah, I used to
for a
buy
few
drugs.
hours to see someone that said this boy is fine. Just give him some water. Just give him some juice. I say, wow. The way the HMO in Nigeria, I used to roll my HMO anywhere. And then when you go to they will do all those tests and I give you drug at the end of
Yes.
the visit. This one they did not give me drug. Oh. I just went
No,
to
they
the
don't really believe in drugs in
yeah.
foreign countries,
I went
medicine
to
in
the
foreign
drug
countries because
and I bought cough drop. So since then I like even if I take him or anything, a lot of my care of like we will not see something that will need
that will be
emergency.
serious.
Yeah. So that's
Yeah.
maybe that's why we've not
Yeah, for no, they don't. For I've not had any reason to use medication per se. But if I've had, they'll just prescribe. Like if there is a need, they will definitely prescribe for you. They will tell you the medication, and it's not free unless you have. That's so. This is where your insurance at your place of
oh,
work will
maybe
work.
I don't know
So
how it
medications, because medication is not free unless maybe they have some sample drugs that which is very rare. So they will most likely just prescribe like the clinic I have here, they have a pharmacy. So they just prescribe a drug and they will even ask you, do you have insurance? But if you don't have, you pay for the drug. And that's
oh
pretty much it. But when it comes to medication, especially for kids, and when it comes to flu, they just believe in most of these flu they are viral and they run its course, they run their course. So regardless of whatever you give them, which is medication is not good per se unless it is needed. So they just feel taking flus, I've heard it lots of time, take flu because it helps to make them feel a bit better. As parents we want our children to get better instantly,
yeah,
and we
because
believe so much in
it is the effect of that child. Okay, for instance, okay, let's just talk about relocation. Worth it? It's worth relocating to Canada. Please don't get me wrong. We are just trying to, it's a big yes for me to like capital.
Mhm.
Yes. But I'm just saying these
Yeah.
are some of the
I can't see you. No, what's going on?
Sorry, a call came in that threw me out of. So the parts of that thing about kids is once
Okay.
your child starts doing like or like the cough or anything, then the daycare would call
Yeah.
you to pick
No
up your
problem.
child.
Oh, no problem. No problem.
We are lagging. Can you hear me?
Is that not the is the case? Is it usually different back in Nigeria? Because I never took my child to daycare. Is it a different experience back in Nigeria? Oh, am I still lagging?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Oh my god. There's a call that keeps coming in. That's why I don't use phone for all this things.
What is going on?
I didn't take my son to any school in Nigeria too. I have someone at home that used to take care of him for me if I go to work. So maybe that's why I don't know how it's been for.
It can't be network now. Okay, let me add that again. Can you hear me now? I can hear you. Can you hear me? What's going on? Oh, you can put your phone on airplane mode. No, not airplane mode. You can turn off I don't even know what to say. You should turn off. Maybe your call or something. Can't
We
put
are sorry
it
for
on
this
airplane mode
break.
because you won't be
We
able to use that.
apologize. Can you see me now and hear me?
No problem.
Hope it's not lagging again.
Okay. You don't know, eh? So it's possible that maybe back in Nigeria, maybe if your child is